Hey guys and girls, my name is Tiffany Tubb and I am a teacher here at Itawamba Community College, and I teach in the Health Information Technology program. And I worked at the hospital in Tupelo for about 14 years in the medical records department. Now, again, health information technology really is talking about your medical information, your medical record. So who's ever went to the hospital? Have you ever had to go to your doctor because you had a sore throat, or maybe you had the flu? Or who remembers going to their doctor and getting shots before they start a kindergarten? Well, anytime you go to the hospital, anytime you go to your doctor, they create a medical record for you and your information. They may ask things like, well, what brings you here today? Does anything hurt? Let's check your temperature. Let's put this on your finger and get your pulse. Let's put this on your arm and let's see what your blood pressure is. So they collect all kinds of information about you. Now, one thing about health information technology is that it's come a long way, because in the past, every medical record was pretty much on paper. Well, paper is sometimes hard to deal with because guess what? It's easy to lose paper. It's also hard for one person to look at a paper chart and somebody else needs to see the same chart, because guess what? Only one person can use the chart at a time. Well, in the past 10 to 15 years, health information technology has grown because there are now electronic medical records. And so instead of taking your paper and your pen and writing down the medical information, you can type it into the computer. So anytime you go to your doctor's office, who's ever seen a computer in the room? Well, I have, and some of you probably have too. And so nurses and doctors can sit down and they can actually type the information about you. So we're going to look at a medical record that used to be paper, and then we're going to look at a test or an example of an electronic health record too. So here is our paper medical record. Now this is just an old de-identified, so we don't know who the patient is, but this is an actual real medical record from the hospital in Tupelo. And you can see as I flip through here, there's a whole bunch of handwriting and different things captured. So this patient actually was on a ventilator and had all these different things collected for them every day. And then we have lab values that printed out of the computer system. And let's go back here. I think we had some more notes that I wanted you to see. So, you see these notes? Sometimes it's hard to read this writing. So that's another issue that was big in paper, is sometimes you might not be able to read it. It's called being illegible. Now, one thing that technology is changing is the fact that medical records are now sometimes and most of the times in the computer. So this again is an example. This isn't a real patient either, but this patient, we see an actual picture of her. We see her name. We see her date of birth, DOB. We know she's 20 years old and she is a female, and then we have her medical record number. Now, medical record numbers are very important because there may be more than one Natalie Porter. And so if we can match Natalie Porter and her birthday, we can figure out who the correct patient is. And so anytime you go to the hospital or you go to a clinic, they want to make sure that they're putting your information into your medical records. And that's where our medical record numbers get to be very important. Then we have the different information collected, such as our temperatures, our pulse, which is our heart rate, and then we have respiration. This is how many breaths we may take per minute. And then you may get your blood pressure taken. And here they collected her weight. They didn't get her height this time. Now, our physicians, they can write notes in the medical record, and so if I click on notes, I see all the different notes that are available. And so I can go in and I can see a progress note. If I double click on that document, it opens up for me. And see, that's much easier to read. Patient with decreased abdominal pain, and there's a lot of different abbreviations used in medical records. So that's one thing that we teach in health information technology, is how to read the medical records. So Who's interested in electronic health records or in the medical records field? I am. But guess what? Not only do humans have medical records. We took our class last month. This is our class. We are standing outside of the vet school at Mississippi State University. We went and toured the vet school and the medical records department because guess what? Animals have medical records too. Each time an animal goes to the vet because either they're sick or they have something wrong, let's say they have to have surgery because they swallowed something that they shouldn't have, they have medical records created for everything that's wrong with them. And they have the same things collected. Their vital signs such as their blood pressure and their weight and their respiration, how many times they're breathing each minute, and their heart rate. So again, medical records aren't only just for humans. Medical records are for animals too. So again, thank you for letting me come into your discovery class and talk about health information technology.